Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film Tinker Tailor Solider Spy. George Smiley, who's trying to find a mole in British intelligence, a mole who's leaking secrets to the Russians during the Cold War. To me, this kind of spy stuff was always kind of very grown-up, complicated, no frills, kind of a spy story, and that's very much what I got here. This film feels very like these characters are very drained from the spy life. They don't love it. This film is very quiet. George Smiley doesn't emote a lot, and these people feel really run down by the service, like they have no lives. There's a part Tom Hardy's character, he says, "I want to have a family, not like you lot." They have no outside lives, really. Their lives are the circus, is what they call British intelligence in this film, and I think the circus, that's it for them. You know, they've gotten to this kind of soulless, always working existence. It has an atmosphere to it which is very tense and suspenseful. I'm not sure what everyone's angle is, even when you find out that George Smiley is one of the people that control the guy, his boss that was fired, considered Smiley to possibly have been one of the moles. I even thought, well, can I trust Smiley? And I even thought that when I saw the original miniseries. And I think I like this kind of dry, kind of very complicated, complex kind of spy movie. It's a very like kind of labored over, such a controlled film, you know, almost the way I feel about kind of Kubrick movies. And I felt that same way about Let the Right One In. Now, he apparently doesn't do a lot of takes, so he's not too much like Kubrick or anything. But just the control the director, I felt the director had over this film. And this movie's not really welcoming. It's not, I mean, if you see a lot of Hollywood movies, they really want to be your friend. They want to relate to you. And this film isn't as interested in relating to you as an audience member. It's kind of telling a story, and you know, you can watch it if you want. Gary Oldman was really good at this kind of stoic, silent, slow-moving George Smiley, who obviously, you know, he's a lifer in the MI6, and he's been doing this for a long time, and you can tell it by the way he moves and his face, and you know, he's had all these problems with his wife, and you know, he's tired with old age. Everyone's very restrained, and you know, when you have everybody in the room, all these great actors together, when you have Colin Firth and you have John Hurt, you have Toby Jones and Mark Strong, and everybody's in the same room together, you know, they're not pulling it up to 11. It's not crazy like, look at this cast, let's like really overdo it. It's very quiet and kind of restrained and extremely British, this film. The Cold War has been going on forever. At that point, these guys have been in this probably since World War II. They're so drained by it. You see them partying in it that they intercut throughout the film. They still like to relate to each other, but I think the job has just made them very sad and just tired. They only can really relate to each other, but they can't even really trust each other. When I was watching it, I actually thought, this film looks almost exactly like it was made in the 70s, and the book came out in 74, and I would say this is around the period. And the atmosphere of kind of like cigarettes and smoking, I mean, you used to be able to smoke like everywhere, and this movie looks it. It looks like the lens has like kind of some tar on it from everyone smoking so much. There's not a ton of smoke, but you feel like that everything has been smoked next to. This is the first film that I've seen take place in the past in a long time that actually makes a good use out of desaturation. I feel like most of the time they just amp it up to 11 and it looks beyond ridiculous, like Jedgar. And this is the correct amount of desaturation, so it looks like a natural film. This is based on a John le Carré novel, which I never read, but I actually have seen the miniseries starring Alec Guinness. And I always kind of actually grew up with like just hearing about Tinker Tailor because my dad really liked it. And he recorded the whole miniseries on VHS when you had to like make sure at least your VCR was recording on the times it was on so you could have it all on one tape. And that seemed like a really great feat at the time. Now you just buy the DVD and you're like, whatever. So if you have seen Tinker Tailor Solider Spy and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to. I almost feel like I'm not doing this film justice until I see it a second time, but it's definitely, I think, for me, one of the better films I've seen this year.